Question 1. Round 45,957 to one significant figure. So the most important column there is the 10,000s column. So I need to round it to the nearest 10,000. Remember that word significant means important. Figure means, in this case, digit. So the most significant column is the 10,000s column. So I'm thinking, is it closer to 40,000 or closer to 50,000? And it's closer to 50,000. So if this number is 5, if the number after is 5 or more, it's going to round up. 4 or less, it will round down. And this one, the most important column is the hundreds column. So I need to round this to the nearest 100. So this is 200. It's much closer to 200 than it is to 300. So that one doesn't round up. It stays the same. It rounds down. 5%. So if you find 10%, 10% would be divided by 10. So 160 divided by 10, which is £16. And 5% is half of 10%. So 5% is going to be 16, half of that, or divided by 2, which is £8. 10% of 40, well, that's the easy one, isn't it? That's just divide by 10. So that's 40 divided by 10, which is £4. Okay, if A, in question 5, if A is being multiplied by itself, you'd get A and then A with a little 2, A squared, or A to the power 2. A to the power 3, that's a little 3 up the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is A to the power of 8, which means it's multiplied by itself 8 times. This one is Y. Y is the base number, which is the big number that's on the bottom. It's what we're multiplying by, and then power numbers, how many times we multiply it by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Find the missing terms. This one is going down 5, so that I need to keep that going. Down 5, that would be 17 there. Up 5 this way. If it's going back that way, I'm going to need to go up 5 to find the one before, and that would be 32. So 32 and 17 are missing. This one is going down 4, so this one must be down 4, which would be 7. This one must be up 4 to get the one before, which would be 19. Right, guys, this next questions, we've been doing a little bit of work with this, and this is something on ratio, which we're going to be looking at as our next topic. So the way ratio simplification works, which is what this is, or saying 1 to the power something, is just the same way as a fraction would work. So this is an equivalent ratio, so it just works exactly like an equivalent fraction does. I need to see, what do I multiply or divide by to go from 4 to 1? Well, I have to divide by 4. So I'm going to do the same thing with this 8. I'm going to divide that by 4, and that's going to give me 2. So 1 to 2. Now this work with ratio, you're going to get really good with it. Please make sure that you're copying in, exactly what I'm writing on the board there to help you. So 1 to 11 is the same as this one. So this one's kind of the other way around. You're seeing, look, how do I go from this 11 to 33? I have to times by 3. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, times by 3. So my answer here is 3. It's 3 to the 33. The missing number there is 3. 3 to 33. Now, question 11. This stuff is the expanding brackets, and we've not done work on this except for in your homework. So it is something which is difficult for you. But what we're going to do is what's on the outside has to be multiplied by each thing on the inside. Now, 3x times 11x. What I have to do is 3 times 11, which is going to give you 33, and then x times by x gives you x squared, in the same way as in question 5, a times by itself, however many times, that is the number of times x is being multiplied by itself, which is 2 times, so it's squared. And then I've got 3x times by minus 13, so I've got to do 3 lots of x times by minus 13. So 13 times 3 would be 39. So this is minus 39x, because I've still got that x there. So that's the number on the outside times by the other number on the inside. This one, 5x times by 7, is going to, 5 times 7 is 35, but I've got 1x. And then I do 5x times by minus 5x. Well, 5 times 5 is 25, but this is takeaway here. So this is going to be minus 25x squared, because what I've got is 5x times by minus 5x. And we know when we have a positive times by a negative, we get a negative there. Right, question 13. Right, we've been getting really good at, so hopefully we're really good. These numbers are a bit of a nasty division here. But if I take away 2 from both sides, that's the first thing to do. That's going to give you 14x is equal to 42. Now, you're going to divide by 14. And so if you're dividing by 14, in this case, it's a nice whole number. Because if I do 14 times by 1, that's 14. 2 14s is 28. And 3 14s is 42. So my answer here is 3. X is equal to 3. Next question, I'm going to take away 5 from both sides. Take away 5 from both sides. This one's easier to spot. That's going to give me 11x is equal to 22. And then when I divide both sides by 11, I get x is equal to 2. Now this is something which we should really have improved a lot over the last week or two. Right, the square root of 100. You guys need to remember how this works. So the square root of let's say 9 is the same as 3. It's the number which you have to, because 3 squared is equal to 9. It undoes the squaring. So if I think about what number squared is a 100, yeah? So what number, when I times it by itself, is equal to 100? That's the question, and the answer here is 10. So this little symbol here is the square root symbol. And the question you should ask yourself is, what number multiplied by itself gives 100? The second cube number means 2 cubed, which is the same as 2 times 2 times 2, and be careful, it is not 6. 6 is the standard mistake to make here. If I draw a little cube, it should show you how it works. Here's my little cube. If you're doing a correction for this, I'm not going to necessarily expect you to draw a cube, because I think, you know, my skills of drawing are just unbelievably good, whereas yours might be difficult. If you can do a good cube, that'd be great. I've just got that one at an angle, which I shouldn't have. But if you see this cube, this is a 2 by 2 by 2 cube, 2 times 2 times 2 cube. And how many bricks would be inside that altogether? Well, 8, right? Because I get 2 times by 2, 4 there, but then I've got it 2 deep. So this would give me 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Right, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So therefore, in 12.5 meters, I'm going to have to times that by 100. I'm not going to have space to write it in there. It's going to be 1250 centimeters. I'm timesing by 100. If I times by 100, all the digits shift 2 spaces over, so my decimal point ends up there. I've got to fill in the zeros. Right, there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. That word kilo, kilogram, 1,000 kilos, kilometer, 1,000 meters, kiloton, 1,000 tons. Kilogram, did I say kilogram already? 1,000 grams. Okay, so kilo means 1,000 of. So here, if there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, well, it's how many thousands are here? There's 10,000, so that's just 10 kilometers. Divide by 1,000. Work out 70 times 50. Just do 7 times 5. That's going to give you 35. And then we've got the 2 zeros, 3,500. 60 times 70. Just do 7 times 6, which is 42. And the 2 zeros. And there's your answer.